Hello again, everyone. This is the 8th video in our series on how to play checkers and defeat more advanced players. And this is strategy or secret number 8. Strategy or secret number 8 is knowing whether you have the opposition, and if you don't, how to change it. If both of you have equal numbers of checkers and you have the opposition, then you are assured of a win because your opponent will self-destruct because all your checkers are faced off and it is his turn to play. My opponent moved this checker to position number 4, and of course I responded with this single corner response. Okay, so he must take, and then I'll take back, and of course I'm going to move my checker into the center squares. And then I'm going to exchange here so that I get one of my checkers onto my sweet spot. So there's obviously a series of mistakes, and then I'll end up with one of my checkers on my sweet spot, which is one of the great advantages of being in your sweet spot because it attacks his double corner. Okay. So this is our position after all the exchanges. So let's see what he does. Okay, so he moved the check in the center square. So I'm going to deprive him of having the center squares by just exchanging there. So now I have 2 checkers in the center squares. And as you remember, it is very important to take control of the center squares. Because if he exchanges when you're in the center square, then you are going to pull the checkers from his back row. And now I'm just going to continue developing my single corner. Okay. See what he does. Okay, he's squeezing that checker. So I'm just going to block it. I'm not going to exchange because remember you want to form lines of checkers or so heading towards this double corner ideally. So now I'm going to complete my line of checkers facing his double corner. See what he does. Okay. Now I can't play here because he's going to get a double shot. So I'm just going to move my checker there. Okay. He's thinking, he can play here. It's not going to be good for him to exchange. Okay, so he's played there. So my best move would be to play here. I can't play there because he will just squeeze this checker here. And then if he tries to squeeze his checker, I will get a double shot. Do you see that? So it's a little trap for him. And he can't play this checker here because again I will get a double shot. Okay. Now I can't play my checker here because he's got a triple. Again, you need to make sure you see all of these moves so that you don't make a mistake. So yeah, that is my best move. Unfortunately, I have to move out of move one of my anchor checkers, but I still have a checker on the double corner. And of course, if he moves most of the checkers onto the right-hand side, that gives me an advantage. So let's see what he does. Okay, so he's limited on number of moves. He can't play there. I get a double shot. He can exchange, but if he exchanges here, I'll get a double shot. So he only has 2 possible moves. He can move here, or he can move there. So let's see which one he makes. Okay, so he's moved all of his checkers from his back row, so that's a great advantage for me, of course, now. Right, so I can't move here still because he'll squeeze this checker. Okay, so I might as well, because, yeah, I can't move here either because he's going to definitely squeeze his checker. Well, okay, so best move would be to exchange here. That's right. Okay, see which way it takes it. It really doesn't matter. We'll end up with the same result. Okay. Right. So, depending on where he plays, I'll have to decide what to do. I can still form a column of checkers there. Okay. So I don't want to put this checker here because it's going to form an elbow. Do you see that? And then if I squeeze this checker, he's going to make use of the elbow. So it's best to squeeze this checker. Okay. So now, let's see if it's safe to get a king. Yes, it's safe to get a king. At least I'll be the first to get a king. You can get a king, but I still have an anchor checker on my double corner. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to keep both of my anchor checkers in place. That happens a lot of time, depending on how good your opponent is. He'll try to do the same thing and pull your checkers away. Right? Okay, so now I'm going to chase after this checker here. Oh, wait a minute, it might be better just to move here. No, I'm going to chase after this checker here. No, we moved out of the way. All right. So now let's just go after this one instead. So we have 5 checkers each. Okay. Let's keep on putting the pressure on him. Okay, well, I can't stop him from getting a king. Can you see that? No matter what I do, I can't stop him from getting a king. Okay, let's see if he sees that. Yep, he sees it. So, I will just chase him down. Again, if he allows me to exchange, he's going to lose a checker. Again, hopefully you see that. So he's got to go and get a king now. And I've got a little trick here. Can you see it? Yeah. Because if he moves this checker here, I can get a double shot. Do you see it? It's a little trap. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on chasing after that checker. And if he exchanges, he will lose a checker. So he has to keep on going to get a king. So let's see what he does. Okay, so he's headed to get a king. And the only way that I can cut him off from actually prevent him from getting a king is to exchange there. Okay. So after we exchange, I'm preventing that checker from getting a king, but he can still get a king because he can move this checker and get a king, and I can't prevent him from doing that. So I might as well go and get a king myself. All right. So I presume he's just going to go ahead and get a king. Let's see what he does. Yep. So what he's doing. And let me just get a king. And then I'm going to try to go after this. Okay, so again, I can't prevent him from getting the king. We can exchange, but then it will end up as a draw. So let me try to stop these checkers at the side from being developed. That's my next best move, because if you can prevent them from moving, you have a chance of setting up a trap and winning. So after that, then I'll just move this checker and get another king. So then it'll at least be 3 kings against 2 of his kings. I'll have 3 kings and he'll have 2. So I have a slight advantage, but it seems that it may be a draw because we have equal amount of checkers. But let's see how it goes, because he can easily make a mistake, and that will give a win for me. Right? So I'm just going to move this king now towards this checker here at the side to prevent it from becoming a king itself. This checker cannot become a king. It's stuck because I've got this checker here. So let me just move my king towards this checker. Okay, so that's going to prevent him from getting another king. And then he can't stop me from getting a king with this checker. So my best move would be to play, just go after this checker to make sure that he goes into the corner. Because if he plays here, I will actually be able to force him into the doghouse on the right-hand side. See what he does. Yes. So he's playing safe. Now let me go after this one to try to push him into the side, so I have an advantage over him. I'm going to move this checker here. Now I can't, because he made that move, I can't move this checker here to get a king anymore, because he'll just do a simple exchange. So my best move is to play there. So it's his move now. And then now it's going to be very important to count whether you have the opposition or not. To determine whether you have the opposition or not, you have to count the number of checkers in the columns above your back row. So at the moment, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 checkers on your back row in the columns. So you do not have the opposition. So you have to exchange to get the opposition. So he's exchanging now. So obviously you are going to end up with their opposition once you've done the exchange. So you just have to do a wait move. Okay. So I'll just move that back. He's going to take. He has to take, and then you have to take. Okay. So now you just go after this checker. So now tell me what is the next best move. You may pause the video if you like, so that you can have some time. There it is. That's the best move there. Okay. So let's just see what he does. But the game is over. Okay, he can't move his king there because it forms a bridge, and if I move, I would just have to move my king here, and then he will lose a checker. So that's his only move there. And now my best move is to play here, and then obviously this king and this checker here controls two of these checkers, and he only has a possible move of moving this checker, and it will eventually go into the doghouse, and then he will eventually have to give up a checker. So he's lost. I would just have to go and get a king. I've got more moves than he has because his king is trapped. So that's it. Thank you very much, folks, for watching. And please have a safe day. Please don't forget to smash the notification and like button, and also the subscribe button. Have a great day.